June 8. Okay, this town just gets weirder and weirder. Now someone has decapitated the wax figure that Mabel made of Stan. Who would want to do that?
Wax Stan has lost his head, and it's up to us to find it.
A jealous local artist? An axe murderer with poor eyesight? Some cursed living wax figure?
Old Man McGucket, local kook. Are the wax figures alive, and...
No. The idea of living wax figures is really dumb. I need to treat this like a real investigation.
Wax Stan's shoe has a hole in it. Wait a minute. What has holes in its shoes and no fingerprints?
Mabel! The murderers are...
Standing right behind you?
But how is this possible? You're made of wax!
We're cursed!
I must warn you, these statues come at a terrible price.
$20? I'll just take them when you're not looking.
By day, we would be the playthings of man.
But when your uncle went to sleep, we would rule the night.
Until your uncle closed up shop.
We've been waiting 10 years to get our revenge on Stan for locking us away. But we got the wrong guy.
June 9. We solved the case. It was a group of living wax figures. I sword-fought this unholy British wax maniac on the roof and would have lost if the sun hadn't come up at the right time. Also in the group were Wax Nixon, Wax Coolio, and some old wax man with suspenders who makes me shudder just to think about. I'm going to be sleeping with a fireplace poker under my bed from now on.
So, did you get rid of all the wax figures?
I am 99% sure that I did.
Good enough for me.
June 10. It's 2 a.m. and I'm giving up. There's no way to trap the thing. I don't understand how it can move so fast without any legs. Okay, I'm tired and being unclear. Let me start again at the start. This is Dipper Pines, officially starting over. It started right around lunch. Mabel and I had finished disposing of the wax figures. There was a lot of melting involved. On the bright side, Mabel has some lumpy new crayons to draw with. We were watching TV and eating some of her world-famous peanut butter and whatever else is in the fridge sandwiches when I heard something in the walls. A familiar voice came through the vent, mumbling about an exclusive interview with a possum that was coming up next. That's when I knew that something wax had survived. I tried to convince Mabel to join me in finding it, but she was busy trying out her new crayon set. She invented a new color called Bloran Gurple while watching Dream Boy High 2, Kraz and Zylersbad Excellent Radventure, so I knew she was lost. I knew that I was on my own. I needed to go into the air conditioning vents, but I wasn't going in unprepared. I said goodbye to Mabel and jumped into the living room vent. The glow from the television quickly faded as I shinnied down the duct. I turned on my flashlight and was stunned to see a maze of corridors. I could hear the creature's voice coming from above and to the left.
They took me out of Brooklyn, but they couldn't take Brooklyn out of me.
I followed it, dropping bits of bread from my sandwich so I wouldn't get lost. The duct got really narrow, but I was able to make it through. Just as I reached the top, I dropped the flashlight down the hole. I was left in complete darkness. I heard the creature again. It was much closer.
Do blue-eyed people see better?
What was that supposed to mean? Was he taunting me? Could he somehow see in the dark? I crawled blindly towards the voice, dropping more breadcrumbs as I went. As I came around the corner, I could see the shape of the disembodied wax head of the Suspenders Man. I was unprepared for what came next. As I swiped at it with my net, the head somehow jumped out of the way. I fell forward and landed hard on my elbow. The head mocked me.
There's nothing funny about the funny bone.
I swiped at it again, but it came rolling at me like a bowling ball and knocked the net out of my hands. It rolled into the far corner, turned, and came at me again. I got tangled up in my rope and covered in peanut butter from my sandwich and ended up stuck in the bottom of a narrow duct. From above me, I heard,
Have a great week, everybody. Good night.
and then the victorious head hopped away. It took me several hours to untangle myself and crawl back out into the living room. It's 10 a.m., and I've been woken up by the joyful conversation between Mabel and the disembodied head. Apparently, the way to tame the thing is to let it interview you. I'm going to go shower and wash off all this peanut butter. I could use an off day from all these paranormal creeps.